hope you're doing great and well and wonderful. And if you're new here, welcome. If you're no, one second. If you're new here, welcome. If you've already been here before, thank you for joining me again. So I built this house very differently than how I normally build it. Normally I start by building a box or something like that, and then I'll make the layout from there. But this build I wanted to do differently, and I kind of had to do it differently because I saw this house in my dream. I never remember my dreams, but for some reason I remembered this one, but the only thing that I remembered from it was the inside. It was this one particular room, and in this room, I was like, I have to build a house from this. I have no idea what the outside is gonna look like, but we're gonna see what happens. So I started with building that one room that I saw, and I'd close my eyes, imagine where it'd go from there, and I built like that. And because this is the way that I did it, the shape of the house ended up being so weird. It was kind of like a snowman with extensions built onto it. Not only that, but when I was building it, I wanted to include secret hallways and stuff, and I partially included those so that it would make the outside of the house look a little bit more normal, which I'd say it kind of worked. I don't know. So I had to basically work backwards when building this. That's part of the reason why I wanted to do a speed build on this, because normally what I do is I just build the house and then I take more detailed screenshots and I make a slideshow and then talk over that so it's not so long, because I know that me personally, I can't sit there and watch a 30-minute speed build. It's just not in my attention realm, so I just assume that other people have the same issue too. However, I'm going to be doing this build in chunks. So this video is going to be just the exterior. It's going to be the shell, the windows, the doors, and then the wall color on the outside, which that was a task. I basically went through every single color in the swatch. The roof is technically done in this video. However, I did not include that process because after I had built the whole house, it was the weirdest looking thing I have ever seen in my life. And I knew that building that roof was gonna take me forever. If I'm being honest, I thought that building that roof would be the downfall of the build, and from that point on I would be like, this isn't happening, I don't like it, we're quitting. Because I'm not good at doing roofs, I don't know. I'm not good at it, so I was expecting to just completely fail, but it actually ended up working really well, and I had to add some weird balconies and side porches to make the roof easier for me and make more sense. And honestly, I'm really glad that I did, because it added so much personality to the house that I really wanted. I've tried so many different times to describe how I envision this house, and every time it ends in an absolute disaster. That is because it's something that in my head I understand, but when I try to verbally express how I see it, it's like a train just came and ran over my words. However, I'm going to try again. The whole feeling of this house is dark, but it's not an evil dark. It's a visual dark. Like, everything is dark wood, the floors, the walls, the furniture, everything is a dark, dark wood. And it's a very small feeling because the house itself is pretty large. But when you go inside, you feel like you're in this very small, confined space. By the end, it should be so detailed that it looks like someone has been living there for years. Like if you were to see an old witch in a cottage somewhere and you were to go in and it would just be like clutter everywhere, that's what we're going for. With the outside, it was a similar vibe, but it was still not evil. So I didn't want it to look like it was crumbling and old and falling down. I didn't want it to be the house in the neighborhood where people are like, I don't want to be here. I feel so uncomfortable being here. I want to leave. It still has a warm environment, but a perfect example of it is like the kids that live there and the people that live there, it's their home, it's where they feel safe. They're like, this is the perfect place to be. But people who don't live there kind of see them as the weirdos of the block. They're secluded to themselves. They just stay in their little bubble. It kind of reminds me of like a boarding school. And I don't know if you could technically call it a boarding school because I didn't put a classroom in there. I guess I could put a classroom in there. But I don't know if y'all have seen or read. I've read and seen it, but Miss Peregrine's Home for the Peculiar Children, it's like that, almost. Take away the magic, and you have a bunch of kids in a home, and they feel safe in that home, and it's their home. It's the same sort of idea. Out of all of the times I have tried to describe this home, that is the best that I have done, and that is saying something, because that was a terrible explanation. At least I think so. And I think it'll become more clear as I post the videos, because they are coming in like 15 to 20 minute increments. I'm trying to stay within 10 to 20 minute videos, but this will probably be the most that'll be in a video. All of the things that I share from here on out will be individual rooms. So I might have a video that's like the living room and the bedroom, or the bathroom, the kitchen, and the dining room. Like, those things will be clumped together, and that's how I will share this story. And share this build, my bad. As you watch each video and watch the build progress, you will start to see what I mean with this description, and I will try to describe my choices, like my styling choices and why I chose to put these items in the rooms. I will try to describe that in each video as we're going. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. We'll see what happens. As for talking, I'm gonna leave this. Why do I sound so depressed? Hold on. I just need to take a lap. I have to say, out of all things regarding making YouTube videos, doing voiceovers is probably the worst, because you have to listen back to yourself, and regardless, that's just awful to do. But then you hear each individual, like the way that you pronounce your words, and it just makes you so uncomfortable. Dude, the amount of times that I have started a recording and then 5 seconds in, all I do is breathe. I breathe, and then I'm like, that's not the one. I gotta start over. No. Oh, man. Alright, maybe this time it'll work. I won't, hate the way I sound. As for talking, I'm gonna leave this here. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you enjoy the rest of it. Bye, everyone. the cat. I gotta go let him in 1 second. You're in? Are you trying to go outside? What's the deal here? Go on. Oh, I just break something. That was funny. He didn't realize the screen was there and he just ran straight into it. Anyways,